All right, we are back. This is Crossfire, and we've been looking at trending stories, issues that is bothering, and issues that people really wants to have answers to. And we already talked about, the general made a statement yesterday. I remember. That almost skipped my mind. He said, yes, my promise to ensure that the insurgency in Nigeria is totally, eradicated. And the fact that Boko Haram will be a thing of the past. But yesterday, the general said, I can't promise anything on the Chibok girls. I can't promise anything on the Chibok girls. And that, for me, makes a lot of sense. It makes a lot of sense because we talked about it. I really don't want us to waste time on it, but this is just a story that is really touching the heart. He's saying to them, I mean, don't expect me to perform a miracle. I don't even know where these girls are. I don't even know if there are girls missing in the first place.
Are they still alive? Are they dead? Are they still in Nigeria, or are they in any other country? Have some of them been sold off? Because if you can recall, there was the time Shekau came out to say that, oh, of course, we'll sell them out in the market.
Yeah.
Highest bidder.
We don't even know if they're.
Have they been sold off already
country,
as wives or domestics, whatever it is? But then.
All right. Anyway, we just want to put our mind at rest, hoping and trusting that something bad has not happened to the Chibok girls, and we believe that it will unravel, as they have said that latest by May the 29th we'll do something about it. All right. Let's quickly take a look. Ishoma, we have a president handing over to another one by May the 29th.
Yeah.
The expectation of Nigerians is about the change that we have anticipated. And people went all out to vote for change. And now change has come. We can see the trappings. We can see a lot of things already responding to the new government, even though they've not taken over. But bottom line is just that Nigerians have expectations. I have a lot of expectations, about the government. And I mean, like we already told our viewers, that they need to call in and let us know what are the things you are expecting the government to quickly put in place. I've said it so many times. From May the 29th, 2015, I just want us to embark on a national reorientation program. I think there was a body that was...
National reorientation program can come in different ways. And it's not the only thing they can focus on.
No, I'm not saying the only thing. This is my expectation. I believe that Nigerians need to begin to get into a better frame of mind. Our perspective of how we see this country should change. We need to understand that just like an American would do anything to save his country, a Nigerian should do everything to make sure
and then we also
that the global image.
But then we also expect, look,
there's a global image about Nigerians.
Very true, but this is a two-way thing. Now, Nigerians need to begin to learn how to conduct themselves in such a manner that will give glory, let me put it that way, to Nigeria, rather than doing things that will bring shame to the nation. But also the nation Nigeria has to learn to begin to love her citizens and put them first.
Yeah,
it's a two-way thing. You cannot die for a nation. You cannot be happy.
So what you're saying in essence, Ishoma, is that, it has to be a two-way thing. Yes. I agree totally, and this is what comes to my mind. What can I do for Nigeria? And what can Nigeria do for me? So, you have to put both at par and being able to say, okay, now my country has done this for me. This is what I want to do for my country. If you look at virtually all the sectors of the economy, you will find out that, it's nothing to write home about. The global oil price have dropped. And today, we still do not have any hope of being able to start making the type of money we're making, on the sales of, oil and all the other products, from it. Yeah. In recent times, we have been hearing so much about, repositioning the Nigerian economy with focus on agriculture. And a lot of contrary information is coming that the agriculture sector is not even as pristine as we have heard. They make us find, because the only news you hear is just all about fraud, in the sales of fertilizer has been curbed. Is fertilizer just all about agriculture? Is that what we really are looking for agriculture to become the mainstay of our economy?
I have a list so far on some of the things I expect, General Muhammadu Buhari to begin to look at from May 29th. But then in no particular order, the issue on national security. Psalm 133, I think verses 1 and 3 thereabouts, says something. Behold how good and pleasant it is for brethren to dwell in unity. And the truth is, if you do not have national security, all of these beautiful ideas we expect General Muhammadu Buhari to implement would not stand, because the fundamental issue on national security is still, is still not addressed. And then the issue on ethnic rivalry, ethnic clashes, and I think that is something that really has to be addressed. Because if you look at America before it became what it is today, the states that formed with all their various tribes and ethnicity and all of that, they all came together and then they signed, peace pact that, okay, we will stop this, altercations and this ethnic violence, and then they were able to find a way to live together, even with their differences. And that is another area I also expect, because if you look, well, you see the issue of ethnic violence still prevailing in 2015, which shouldn't be. I expected that with over 100 years of existence, together, I expected that the nation would have been able to find a way on addressing this issue. So national security on one side, curbing ethnic clashes and violence on the other is paramount.
All right, let's quickly take this call.
Okay.
Good morning, Aiz.
Good morning. How are you on the studio today?
Hi, good morning.
Good morning.
All right. Go ahead, let's have your contribution, Aiz.
Okay. Now, I think the major issue is what comes next after May 29. Exactly. It's unfortunate that the way we run our country is such that other lesser countries will be wondering, is this the great Nigeria we talk about? Is this the great Nigeria with great military, with great material resources, academically and
natural resources,
natural everything? Yeah. What happened after May 29? What happens? It's just a change of those in leadership. The government continues. So the issue of what happened next, like what the NSA said that by May 29, I was just wondering, is the government stopping? Is Nigeria stopping? Just like what happened to America. After 9/11, George Bush did his own and left. Obama continued with the fight till tomorrow. So the question of what happened after May 29 is a non-issue to me. What will happen after May 29 if this present government cannot rescue the girls is that the incoming government will continue with the war. They have no choice than to continue to secure the people, to protect the people, and to provide for them what they need. It's just unfortunate that after 365 days, my daughter will be carted away. My military, both air, land, sea, cannot do anything. It's just unfortunate. So I wasn't surprised the way the election went. As a nation, we should have a pride. This is what we call reason data in political geography. That is the reason of being, the reason of who we are, the reason of what we will be, and the reason of what we are proud of. Coming from Nigeria, when you just say you are from Nigeria, this is why when I travel out, it's like they say, it's another country that doesn't have leadership, that doesn't have respect for human beings. It's unfortunate. We should stop putting dates. We should start working and working until those girls are released. But one thing I can tell us this morning is that I don't think it will be easy to get all of them together as well. Because the man, Shekau, already said he has sold some of these girls off. We should take his words, because if you discover that most of the reports from the military are always at variance with what Shekau is always telling us, and we discover that what Shekau always says is always the truth. Is he, when they are discussing amnesty, Shekau said, I don't have time, we are not with them on that. Only for our military to recount again. So we should work towards ensuring to release or get as many as we can. But to say we'll get the 200, sorry, I don't think that is possible.
Thank you very much.
The international community can help us. May God help us.
Amen.
And God bless you in studio. Thank you very much.
Thank you
very
much.
I mean,
thank you.
That was passionately,
and well
put. And the truth is, Who does that? Who buys human beings? I heard that a couple of times, when Chakarao will come and say, I'm selling them, I'm doing this and all of that. But the truth is, who buys a human being? Is it to eat? Is it to, I don't understand. The brain behind it. Is this man, Chakarao, is that guy a human being? Is he a Nigerian? I doubt it. That is very unlike Nigerians. That is not who we are. We are much more than that. We respect human beings. We love ourselves.
You asked the question, who buys human beings? A little child is born today, and then the doctor or the midwife connives and sells that child to someone else, another individual, taking that child away from the rightful mother.
Who
is that?
Come. I mean, you are talking about Hollywood movies.
We're talking about factual things here. You see child trafficking. You see human trafficking.
Yeah, but
tell me what's
trafficking
the difference between
is enslavement to
what
to
happened
make
to the Chibok girls? Isn't that still enslavement? Isn't that still degradement to the highest level of a human being? The same way Shekau should be treated, the same way the Boko Haram said should be treated. I think that's the same way any individual who say engages in such acts, selling, buying, or trading, or kidnapping any human being, I think that's the same way they should be treated. Because it's still inhuman. But then let's move back to what we're discussing.
All right, call us, let us know your thoughts on our discussion this morning. You can reach us on 01277, and we can go on and on and on. You will see all our numbers. You will see all our numbers on the screen, and just call into the show and let us know your thoughts on this discussion. We have a caller. Hello?
Yeah.
Hi, good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
Welcome to the program.
Good morning, Ian.
Thank you very much.
All right.
Please, I want to contribute to this.
Please go ahead.
Yeah, good. Yeah, I'm interested in the that the party is coming to the question of the ex-governors.
Okay.
What we need to, we respect to the National Education Board, those who retired, those who their husband get not received.
This call is not very clear.
We really can't hear you well, Mr. Iyang. Can you please try and call us back?
Can you please call us back? All right. Now, let's quickly go on here. Like we said, a lot of expectation in the mind of people. Oh, all right, let's take this call before we continue. Good morning, Alex.
Good morning, Dr. Shoma.
Good morning, Mr. Alex.
Yeah, let me start by saying that the assets and liabilities of the very wealthy parents are inheritance of the heir apparent. I'm predicating this a lot to provide for it. You see, invariably, the wealth and headaches and the civil challenges of Nigeria are now being inherited by the Lamar Buhari. So I want to have attitude.
Hello?
I really don't understand what's happening, but we have, the phone line's acting up. Or probably it's just network from where they're calling from.
This is another area that has to be looked at.
Exactly. You know, the emotions that many of the things that is happening in the nation today, the emotions, the sentiment is written up, involved in all of this is making, is putting if care is not taken, if this is not well managed, it's going to put the general, on a hot seat as soon as he resumed. You see, because there are so many issues that have been swept under the carpet. The issue of the missing money just discovered in Zenith Bank is there. We still have, pending issues to resolve with some nations of the world. We have our military.
Sector,
exactly.
Oil. Unwarranted loans.
Exactly. Foreign reserve is depleted and we don't have any, good story on what it has been used for. See, Ishoma, I have expectation. And they are very huge. They are high. I'm just trusting that. General Buhari will be, the man. Mm-hmm. The man who God will use. I cannot but just, add the God factor.
Understand one thing, that this is the right step. In my own opinion, he, being the president of Nigeria, is like the first right step that we are taking to getting to that promised land.
But we've had a lot of good promises. We had it in Yar'Adua. We had it in Yar'Adua. He left us and he died. We had it in Jonathan. He has done all that he could, and this country is still the way it is.
Body language was one of the things that made a lot of Nigerians look down on the Jonathan administration, because it was obvious like he wasn't really ready to do anything to put Nigeria on the right path. But now when we see General Muhammadu Buhari now, his body language tells us that he wants to do things right.
All right, hold on your thought, Ishoma. Welcome back, Alex.
This is Mr. Alex coming by that call.
All right.
Welcome, sir.
Yeah, I tried to liken General Muhammadu Buhari to a parent who is inherited the aspect and liability of a very wealthy parent. And in this case, the Chibok girls missing inclusive. Like I tried to establish, whether the girls are alive or dead, has not become a contentious issue.
I think the network in Abuja is not so good. But Ishoma, okay, let's take this call from Ian. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
All right, we can hear you.
Yeah, concerning the pensions.
Okay.
Yeah, good morning.
Good morning. Go ahead, make your point.
Considering the governor's pensions.
Yes.
Is a very good thing. If he does that, God bless him.
Wow.
But I want to appeal to him to also look at the other people's, the masses, the poor people's pension. That is
the pensioners. Yes.
Nigerian Military Pension Board. The widows are crying for 8 years, 9 years, they've not paid them.
That includes my mother.
I pray that he looks into it also.
True.
Very nice, Ian. Thank you for your point. My mother has retired, and believe you me, it normally I haven't put in 30 years into the civil service.
Working for a nation. And yet.
It's so very painful. It's really so very painful. And then you have this level of impunity. I am not saying, for instance, I mean, let's be very sincere. I want to believe that somebody like former governor of Lagos State, Ahmed Tinubu, Fashola, people like Aregbesola, people like Godswill Akpabio, people that at least have left a legacy. We could see very evidently what they have done. They deserve some level of good, response from us. We want to take care of them. We want to be there for them. They have been there for us.
The issue also, I do not have any issue with them also being catered for. But the issue is the people of Nigeria, the masses, who also own the wealth of the nation, are they also being well taken care of?
I'm even saying people who actually have worked their lives. They have worked their lives 30 years, 28 years in service.
Average Nigerian, are they not entitled to medical health insurance? I mean, every individual, every Nigerian, whether you're selling at one market or doing one form of business.
As long as you're in Nigeria and you've been captured.
Are they not entitled to it? So this is not just, this should be, this magnanimity or whatever it is right now, because I'm so emotional about this issue. But the thing is, it should flow round the same way the rich or our former governors are enjoying this, the same way the individual on the street also should be enjoying this.
So we need to build institutions.
Exactly.
We need see, the general have work to do.
He does.
I mean, look at the health sector, look at the agri sector, look at the oil sector, look at the banking sector, look at the education sector, look at the communication sector, look at, the ICT world. Nigeria is we are so backward. We have our monies trapped in the hands of a few Nigerians who've had opportunity to munch and feed very largely on the national cake. And that's why, CROSSFIRE is not going to spare any issue. This year, 2015, as we progress, we will bring topical issues, controversial issues, debatable. Let's know your point. Get ready to be a part of your nation again. Your contribution is immensely needed. And that's why I've made up my mind, Ishoma. Whatever this country will require from me, as a media person, as a journalist, interested in putting everything that I have. As the fourth realm, in governance, for me, I believe very strongly that the media has a major role in the reconstruction. This country needs a reconstruction. It does. We need to reconstruct. We need to build infrastructures. We need to improve on the ones that have been done, and then the ones that we don't have, we need to just put them in place. It's a lot of work, and we believe that God will strengthen the general to be able to do as much as he can.
And we also hope that people also can support him. And even while he's making good efforts to making sure that the nation is changed, let Nigerians also support that vision rather than sitting back and condemning and destroying the good just because they're not benefiting from it.
Okay, can I ask you this very, very sincere question? What have you gained as a Nigerian? What has this country done for you? I'm not talking about state here. I'm talking about as a Nigerian, what have you gained?
What have I gained?
Yes.
This seems to be like a $1 billion question. But what have I gained? I think I've just gained that name, Nigerian. That's it.
You're just a Nigerian, that's it?
Just a Nigerian. Just a Nigerian.
Interestingly, let me talk about mine. I am self-sponsored, even though primary school I enjoyed free education. But from secondary school up to my tertiary education and beyond, I paid dearly for it.
We all did.
I paid dearly for it.
Like the producer was saying through the talk back, I owe Nigeria my education. I paid for it.
I paid for it. Anything I paid for, I deserve a good service. I deserve a good service, and as long as it's something that I'm paying for. If it's a free service, it is, the onus is on me now to show appreciation.
And if you got the best of it, that's another thing. Look at our educational sector with the loopholes in it.
We're not even producing high-class graduates anymore. We have baked. In fact, the few ones that are good, records have it that it has been via personal efforts to ensure that it come out tops. All our children, my children have never attended any public school. Nursery school, private, secondary school, private, primary school, private, and secondary school, private.
But do you know, the truth is, I have to say this also, because it's not just about private. I've seen some so-called private schools where their teachers speak is and was, and do not even know their left from their right also. Because many of them are also in there to make money. Not because they have the passion to deliver quality education to those pupils.
Anyway, we have our nation where it is today. But one thing is sure, we are on a road path for change. And the expectation is so high. And I just want to believe that, just like me, my expectation will not be cut off. And I know for you, Ishama.
Oh, well, of course, I have a lot of expectations.
And your expectations will not be cut off.
Definitely.
We want to say a very big thank you to everybody who have been a part of our show today. We had fun, and we hope you did have fun too. It's not all the time that you expect myself and Ishama to come on the show and fight and banter and exchange words. And
all of that just for TV. Come on.
All right. Join us again tomorrow morning. We will be here, and we want to trust that we will meet you also. Thank you, and stay out of trouble.
Say no to violence. Bye.